Hi everyone, welcome to this week weekly market update. So as usual, let's look what happened on last Friday. As we can see from the market itself, that S&P closed at another high, another record, gained 2% on the week. And beside that, Dow Jones managed to break up to 30,000 on this o- on the last trading weeks before it has a slight pullback. Mainly the positive news coming from from the vaccine itself, and also from the decreasing of the politicians' uncertainty, as we know that uh, most likely, highly anticipated that Joe Biden might be uh, take over on the presidents on this coming January 2021. So with all these good news coming up, actually market went for even a higher. But right now, as you can see that based on the fear and greed index, right, you can see that we are actually at almost at the 92, at the extremely greed at the moment. So take note, as is always quoted by Warren Buffett, be fearful when others are greedy. So right now we are actually at an extreme greed. So be careful if let's say you have a good run in your positions, there's good positive, right? I would suggest that you might want to close or partial take your profit. Why? Mainly first, we are actually stepping into the last month of the year, which I mentioned last week. So usually the last month of the year, right, there might be last quarter or last month of the year, usually there will be window dressing. So window dressing, I will share the link. You can actually read up more what is window dressing. Usually it's for fund manager to close off those negative portfolio positions. So for window dressing, may cause a bigger pullback, a little bit of sell off for this coming month. There might be possibility, especially right now we are at an all-time high based on the chart. You can see it broke off on this broadened triangle, and then beside that, for the last month, when let's say there's a sell off, right, it give a reason for the build up for this January effects. All right, January effect, which I shared on last video as well. So what is January effect? You can look back on my Facebook page. So uh, beside that, on the things that we worry is actually last week, US jobless claim posed the first back-to-back increase. So, this is actually taken the words from one of the analysts. Is actually say that the continuing weakness in the labor market is something that's going to drive the whole economy down. So, as we know that this is the first thing to watch out is everything is a bit and parcel of the market itself. So we need to take sign of what happening to the market. So this is the first back to back. And second thing is that people post jobless claim is because they want to have the benefit of the stimulus, right? So right now the next thing that we have to worry is actually the stimulus talks. Is actually running out of times. So will this stimulus be when will it pass is another important question. Where will the subsidy coming to those US citizens? So I think that right now they are still playing here and there. Most likely it will be confirmed either by end of December or when Joe Biden take sworn as a president for this in the January of 2021. All right, so this is all the things that we have to take note, the pro and cons of the market currently. And beside that, for this coming video, I will be sharing one of the new counter which I found, a new stock that I will be added into my watch list. Hopefully you may add into yours as well if let's say you think it's good. This counter is something like good in the earnings, in the cash flow, as well as the weekly chart is showing some inverse head and shoulder patterns. So if you are keen, stay tuned on this video throughout the end of it. I will share with you, and it's something related to online shopping. All right, as you can see, that online shopping, has been searching you during this Thanksgiving, Black Friday, this kind of thing, or Cyber Monday, whichever. So, and right now the trend is that people is going more on online shopping, as you can see how Amazon performing all over the years, right? So, this counter is something related to online shopping as well. I will share it later. So for this coming week, let's see what's to take note. The first week of the month, heavy economy data as well. So such as non-farm payroll, against the jobless claim, all this. So take note if you are entering into the market, just be aware, and also the unemployment rate, will there be any increasing or not? All right. So let's move on to the chart. All right, just now as you can see, I showed this chart is already S&P 500. So last week I mentioned it actually touches the bordering triangle at the top side. So this market, this last week it closed even higher. So right now we are still waiting. Where will it be? To me, it's just a sign to me that the market is doing good. But were I short right now? No sign as well. Were I long? The risk reward is not very fantastic. So I will still continue to monitor. But of course, out of the whole market there, right, they definitely have some, lagged counter or lagged things or other sectors you can actually focus, not just the indices itself, not just the stock market. All right. Beside the S&P 500, I also mentioned before, uh, dollar. Like I say, there's also other things to play, right? Other things to trade, invest. Dollar, which I mentioned previously, which I keep emphasizing, dollar will be weakened. So I share in my Telegram group, watch out, it's going to break because it keep touching at the 92. Finally, it broke off 92. So last Friday, it closed at 91.79. So what does this means, right? If let's say it successfully close below 92, we are going to see the price is going to hit to 90. All right, so dollar is continuing to be weakened, especially if let's say the stimulus, the money print out. Next thing, so let's say dollar is weakened. How is it going to benefit us? Always ask yourself this question, right? What's the point of analyze a chart but you don't do anything on it, or you don't get an outcome from there? So so what happens if let's say dollar weaken? Usually, if let's say theoretically, if you go and Google, right, dollar weaken usually will benefit those commodities. Like you see, I give you an example, like corns, futures. You can see that all the commodity price has been spiking higher. So because this all these commodity is actually priced in dollar, so whenever the dollar is dropped, right, commodity will tend to do better. All right, not just cause there's a lot of things else. Like I mean, if let's say you have been in the commodities sector, you should know. All right, like soya as well, soya bean futures. So this is all a good thing. Okay. Next thing, so how does it going to benefit me? So right now I know that dollar is going to be weaken. And next thing which I mentioned previously, I keep saying that oil will spike up. Correct? Last week video I also said that oil will spike up and you will be heading towards 50 or 52 because demand might come into play. Like airline, cruise is all coming because of the vaccine. So if let's say dollar is weakened, oil is going up. So which counter should I monitor? I will be going back to USD Canadian once again. So previously I mentioned last time, I say that USD Canadian, I shared in my education video. Please take a look. How does it benefit? What is the correlation here? So right now for USD Canadian, right, I'm looking for bearish sign. It has been touching 1.3 a couple of times on a weekly chart. You can see couple of times. All right. So right now, just ignore all this which I shared previously. So it's going to touch, and once it broke below 1.3, right, there is more way to go. All right, so this is one of the setup I'm going to look into and monitor closely. If let's say I want to short, I will definitely short USD Canadian. Why? Dollar weaken, Canadian going up, strengthen. So this is not like forex is always two side. So right now we have confirmation of two side. There, what are we waiting for? All right, so US Canadian is one I'm going to monitor closely. Next, okay, so next counter, which I shared previously, couple of counter, which is good. TIGR I shared before, this Chinese brokerage tiger. Last week earnings report is really awesome. It's really very good. Even though there's a gap down, all right, there's a tail here. So if let's say you manage to catch it, it's great. Right now, good volume, come down with lower volume. But overall, if let's say you look at weekly chart for a bigger context, we shall see how it performs. All right, cup and handle still there. Will it go even higher? I wouldn't know, but risk reward is quite significant. So I entered somewhere here lah. Somewhere here. All right, which I shared. I enter somewhere here. All right, so this is one of the good news. I'm still holding on this counter, and then we just see how it performs coming up. Next will be on the solar company, which I mentioned previously as well. When when Biden actually won the elections, I say that because he's very promoting on clean energy. So I shared couple of counter as well, like plug for example. So you can see this is all I draw previously on from the chart. I still remember in my last video as well. If you watch for it has been following on my video, I say pullback go up and right now spike even higher. But there's few counter which I has been mentioning. One is VVPR. All right, so share on last week video. If you entered, continue go higher, inch higher. Our target 1140, and we shall see where you hit by next week. Next thing, MAXN. I also mentioned this counter. All right, I say that it will wave within here. If you have been looking in my video, I don't know why it run yet. Okay, I'll be saying it go up, go down, go up, go down, and nicely right now it broke reaches 25. All right, so this is one of the good counter as well. If you have been long, then congrats to you as well. Next thing, we'll be looking at copper. Like I say, right, infrastructure, because Biden's saw in, right, copper. Let's see, copper, I mentioned it on my last video on the 8th of November. All right, I said copper will go even higher. I even write in my Facebook page. Even though the pullback is not strong enough, can you see that? Even though the pullback is not strong enough, but it continued to close even higher. And this is like 7 times all-time high within the last 7 years. So congrats if let's say you have entered into copper or anything like infrastructure. All right, counter company. Next thing will be on the, let's take a look on the China A50 as well. Good for the index in the Asian market. China A50. All right, China A50 I mentioned. All right, it's a bull flag breakout right now, all-time high again. So it's going to complete the bull flag already. So we shall continue to hold on to it. If let's say you have entered to this counter, congrats. All right. So next thing we will be looking at opportunities for this coming week. Like I say, US, Canadian, there's one of the opportunity there. Second opportunity, we'll be looking at Ion, not to forget this counter, right? Alright, this counter I mentioned last week, I say was mentioned at this candle, red color candle. I say that if you're able to pull back, it's good to enter. Otherwise, if let's say you're able to break out this trend, it's a good to enter sign as well. So it successfully break out and close above here, which is good. It continues to trend even higher. So this week I shall monitor is there a close of this gap. Otherwise, I will look for some opportunity, some signal to long into Ion. Alright, so this is one of the opportunity for this coming week. Next will be on the Baidu. Baidu as well. Alright, continue this after this symmetrical triangle. Continue to drag up this symmetrical triangle support. Alright, right now pull back to the support and then go up again. So if let's say there's any opportunity, congrats. Alright. So take note, last month of the year usually is thin volume. Alright. So careful if let's say do not enter in one huge position. Alright, manage your risk positions. Next opportunity will be okay, ACB cannabis. All right, this is more highly speculate counter. Like I say, the risk is there, high risk. So it spike up when Joe Biden won. Win Trump. So right now pull back, decent volume. Okay, pull back again. All right. So if you are keen, you can actually cash on this wave as well. All right. So that's all for this week. Yeah. So last counter which I'm going to share, which I added into my new watch list. This new counter is actually called Revolve. All right, you can actually Google it. Right, Revolve. This company is actually an online fashion retailer. All right, it's basically sell clothes lah. All right, usually it's ladies' clothes. As you can see that online shopping has been searching higher and higher. A lot of people is doing online shopping. So this is one of the new counter added to my watch list. As you can see, based on the weekly chart, it's very obvious in the inverse shoulder, head and shoulder. All right, follow a support. So right now we are looking at high side because of the good earning last week, if I'm not wrong. And beside that, good cash flow as well. So with a breakout, decent volume coming in, you see the earnings is doing good. Okay, so this is the counter I'm monitoring, and I expect it to go even higher. All right, so where is first target? Let's based on the weekly chart on the bigger context, we shall see it goes to somewhere around here. Okay, somewhere around here. Why? Usually head and shoulder, you can actually measure yourself. All right, so to the support level, just estimation, all right, and then you go here. All right, you can go even higher, but I'm just give myself more conservative. So I'm looking at $33. All right, $33. So if you are keen, put in your watch list and then monitor from there. Look for any entry sign, then you may long from there. All right, so that's all for this week's sharing. Hopefully you guys enjoy my video. Then we will catch up again next week. Thank you very much, everyone. Bye bye.